Epic rap battles of history. Erik, Nagel, Bullshit, Nice, Peter, begin!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome on the show right now a gentleman who I've been really eager to get in touch with for a long time, ever since I discovered probably one of the most amazing viral things that you will ever find on the internet. Of course, I'm talking about epic rap battles of history, and on the phone with me right now from California, you know him as Nice Peter. Peter, how are you?
Very well. Just catching up. I actually I stayed up through the night editing a video, so I'm still catching up on today, but feeling really good.
For those of you out there who aren't aware, what is Epic Rap Battles of History? You know, I'm going to let you describe it, but pretty much it's probably one of the greatest things I've ever seen somebody creatively do on the internet.
You're too kind, man. I don't know. I've seen some really funny stuff done with cats and screaming goats. It's a video series where we take any two people from any time and place, fictional, non-fictional, and we put them into a trans-dimensional space, and they settle their differences in a rap. It kind of came from this idea of originally an improv game that my partner Lloyd was doing at his theater, where he would get two suggestions from the audience. Like, I'm Michael Keaton, and you're Michael J. Fox, and we'll have a rap battle, and they would improvise it. And then I kind of had this little kind of daydream about taking that and combining it with like Mortal Kombat and making a video out of it. And we started, the two of us in my bedroom, working with a microphone, making a song. And we partnered up with a guy named Dave. He works at Saturday Night Live now, directing their videos.
Wow.
And he directed our video. Yeah, he went on to do some pretty great things. So he helped us create the visual aspect of it. We made the song, and we put it up on YouTube. And the first one did all right. It got like 150,000 views, which is enough for us to say, oh, this is pretty cool. Let's do this again.
What was the first episode you put up?
It was John Lennon versus Bill O'Reilly.
Okay.
And we didn't think of it, because the first thing I did was I had a little audience on YouTube, a small audience of about 50,000, maybe to 100,000 people, which is, that was a lot of people for me at that time. And I asked them, I said, I told them we had this idea, and they're like, who would you want to see? And they left a bunch of suggestions, and that one just kind of like, it jumped out. And it was definitely I got to find that dude someday and shake his hand, because he kind of set the tone for the whole series of like, it doesn't have to be anybody. It could be anybody as long as they have a reason to yell at each other.
Right.
And that's kind of where the fun comes from.
Well, as time has gone on, and you obviously, honed your craft, and each one gets better and better, it makes more sense if they have a reason to yell at each other. But you guys have really gotten into the knack of unique pairing in the sense that it's not, let's just throw two guys and see if it works out. You got really clever with who's battling who.
Thank you. We've thrown out some, halfway written battles that just like, we couldn't find the beef. It didn't seem we were forcing the argument. I always try to explain it like, if Bill and Ted threw a house party, and anybody from any time and place in history could be there, and they were waiting in line for the bathroom, would these two people like get into an argument, or would they get along? And if they would get into an argument, we could probably make a rap battle out of it.
What was the one that you think put you guys on the map?
Oh, that was Darth Vader versus Adolf Hitler, for sure. So at the end of the John Lennon and Bill O'Reilly one, we put this thing up that says, who won, who's next, you decide. And we showed a picture of the comment that somebody actually suggested Bill O'Reilly, John Lennon. It is true, they really did. And then that just, I was telling the audience, like, hey, we're listening. We want to know what you want to see. We want your ideas. And somebody wrote Darth Vader versus Adolf Hitler. And that was another one that we didn't think of. I wouldn't have thought of it. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, holy shit, this is funny. And yeah, it was.
Is it scary how good a Hitler Lloyd does?
A little bit. And we didn't expect it. It got millions of views. And it got banned in certain countries in Europe. I just never thought of the reality of that before. At the time, it was just me and my friend joking about Hitler. We weren't trying to say anything or make any kind of statement or anything. And then all of a sudden, it was like millions of people overhearing me and my friend joking about Hitler. So I just decided we would always make Hitler get abused somehow. So in the first one, he gets frozen in carbonite. The second one, he gets thrown in the Rancor pit. Third one, he gets sliced in half with a lightsaber.
Was the goal to make it a trilogy just like Star Wars, or did it just work out that way?
It just worked out that way.
For those of you who may be just tuning in and not knowing what's going on, I'm talking with Nice Peter, one of the co-founders of Epic Rap Battles of History. If you don't know what these are, just go to YouTube or epicrapbattlesofhistory.com. Check out the website, and there's a ton of stuff that you'll be sitting there for days watching over and over, and then you're going to send it to a friend and go, oh my God, you got to see this, and that friend's going to go, where the hell have you been? I saw that like 2 years ago. Get with it. You definitely want to check all this out here. Peter, your name, Nice Peter, does it happen to be a play on Pete Nice from Third Base?
Of course. That's amazing, and you might be the only person that's ever called that accurately.
So you're paying tribute to the Prime Minister Pete Nice.
I am paying tribute to the Prime Minister Pete Nice, and it's kind of a little bit of a dick joke. I used to, I was a musician in Chicago, and I played songs, across the Midwest, and I played funny songs. So a lot of times they got a little rowdy. So I would sing these kind of like racy songs, but I looked like I was 14 and innocent. So it seemed like a funny, appropriate name for me, and it got given to me at a hip-hop spoken word poetry open mic night in Chicago. I used to just go by just Peter Shukoff, my name, and then they used to call me Pete Nice after Prime Minister Pete Nice, and then one night they called me Nice Pete, but NicePete.com was already taken. So I got NicePeter.com and called myself Nice Peter.
So it's safe to say that you rip the mic and go for yours.
I rip the mic and I go for mine.
Yes. Going back to Epic Rap Battles of History here, you've also had some great partnerships for a lot of the videos you did. Some of my favorite have been, and it hasn't even involved you two, at least on screen, has been the ones that Key and Peele did.
Oh, man, yeah. They're amazing. Those guys are so talented. They worked as hard as we do. Obviously they worked super hard, but they just, I don't know, they showed up. They didn't half-ass anything.
Right.
They gave it their all, and we've been starstruck this whole time. We've gotten to work with some people we just never expected to be able to work with. We got to do a rap with Snoop Dogg. We got to work with Key and Peele. It's been amazing how inspiringly passionate all these people are.
Another favorite of mine was I also work on a show called Opie and Jimmy, and we saw the ones with Weird Al as Sir Isaac Newton versus Bill Nye the Science Guy. To get Weird Al on board just seemed like a no-brainer, and the fact that he could rap that fast is amazing.
He's unbelievable. He was another one that was inspiring. He showed up on our set. He just showed up and worked hard and did take after take, and he's been around for a while.
Right. He's
still doing jump kicks and flipping and just all those moments, getting to do any kind of work with somebody that we looked up to when we were younger and kind of inspired the path that we have, and then to actually get to meet them and they actually live up to it and are as cool as you hope they always would be. It's pretty awesome.
When you get guys like Key and Peele and Weird Al, and who are the guys that did the Ninja Turtles versus the Fathers of the Renaissance?
Those were 4 other, I'm using the word YouTubers.
Yeah, they were from other groups.
Yeah, there's some of us there's this group of us that's what we do. We make YouTube videos, and there's Rhett and Link, who make a show every day, every morning that gets 1 million views. It's incredible, and it's an awesome show. It's called Good Mythical Morning. It's incredible. I saw them eat a chili pepper, the ghost pepper.
Yeah, the really dangerous ones.
Yeah, they each ate a whole one and tried to sit there for 10 minutes without drinking any water. It was crazy. So that was Rhett and Link played Leonardo da Vinci and Donatello, and then Smosh played the artist Raphael and Michelangelo.
Those are the 2 that I was trying to remember. When you have those guys in, and like I said, Weird Al and Key and Peele and what have you, do they have any input as far as the writing to it, or is it all done and they just perform it?
They definitely have input. We write a lot of it. We write some of it. We write drafts of it, send it to them, see what they think. We work together. It's all a pretty fluid collaboration. But we try to, if we're going to have a guest, we want to try to write something that fits within what we already love about their music, what we've already been inspired by. So it's fit pretty well so far. We've never sent something to somebody and been like, what the hell is this?
Are there people that have reached out to you that you never even thought of that want to be part of future projects?
I never expected to hear from you. I know about your radio history. It's all been pretty, everybody that reaches out to me, I didn't expect it. Like I said, 5 years ago, I was playing in Long Beach on Tuesday nights at a pizza place that I love them. They kept me going on Tuesday nights. And I was going to valet park cars. I wasn't really doing too well in my music career. And then, 5 years later, to be getting calls from anybody that wants to talk to me about what I'm doing or work with me on something, it's all pretty surprising still.
I do want to point out a couple of things for you as far as characters that you featured in your videos and people I have had the opportunity to talk to not too long ago. You had representations of Neil deGrasse Tyson and Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Now, Neil deGrasse Tyson was in not too long ago, and I had asked him about had he seen the video, and he had. And I asked what he thought about his portrayal in the video there. And one, he said, of course, he should have won, which he did. And two, he said, I don't know why they didn't ask me.
Oh, come on, man. I was holding my breath that whole time. I tell you, I didn't know what he was going to say. Holy shit. Why didn't we? Because we got to work with Charlie Tuna from Jurassic 5.
Right.
That's why.
I mean, that's no slouch. Yeah, I know, but...
No slouch. That guy taught me how to rap. that was the voice that I listened to.
Right.
That, like, when I did the Darth Vader rap, that was who I was channeling my inner Charlie Tuna from Jurassic 5, at least time. So why didn't we ask Neil deGrasse? Well, no, so we should have Neil deGrasse Tyson come on and play somebody else.
Well, now you know that there's a potential there, so you can always reach out to him for another part.
Man, how does that happen? How do you wake up one day and Neil deGrasse Tyson is interested in working with you? That's crazy.
Well, the other person I want to tell, I got a chance to talk to about what you guys do was recently Andrew Lincoln from The Walking Dead. And
right, I've gone past holding my breath. I'm like sitting down on the ground waiting to hear what you're going to say.
So I asked him about was he aware that there was a rap video about him? And he said, oh, is this where I'm fighting the guy from Breaking Bad? And I said, yes. And then I said Epic Rap Battles. And he said it was very well done.
All right, I'll take that. I wouldn't.
Why is it so hard for you to take compliments on your work?
No, it's not. Like I said, I'm happy to take that one. I don't know how people are going to respond when we actually are using their character,
right,
in this satirical thing. Like, you know, it can go either way. Walking Dead is probably my favorite television show, and Rick Grimes is probably my favorite television show dude. So it's just, I can take it. I can't stop appreciating it, that he saw something that I made.
Well, I'll make this deal with you. The more people that come in that you feature in these videos, I will mention your videos and see what they think about it.
That is a deal.
And next time I'm out in California, I want to come and visit the set and see how you guys do everything. You have a great layout with the green screen, but you have a makeup and costume crew.
Yes. Yes, we do.
How do you guys fund all this?
YouTube, iTunes. There is a little ad at the beginning of a YouTube video.
Right.
When you watch that, an advertiser pays Google some money. Eventually, some of that money filters into us and helps us pay for crew and equipment. And then we sell our songs to the audience.
Now, you said John Lennon, Bill O'Reilly was the first one. Darth Vader vs. Hitler put you on the map. What do you feel is your most popular? The most popular, one of them just crossed 100 million views, and that was Barack Obama versus Mitt Romney. Wow. When that came out, it was like, it was on some Billboard chart. We were sandwiched between Jay-Z and then us and then Ludacris for like the most streams that week or something. And yeah. And you know their camps are looking like, what the hell is this shit? Yeah, I love that. That maybe has been what's helped us keep growing, is that something will spike and people go, what the hell is this shit? And you mentioned earlier about, like, you know, you start with one and then hopefully 2 hours later you watch them all. That was something we did on purpose. Like, we never wanted to put out a shitty one. It might be one that, like, it's not their favorite, right, but whatever one people stumbled onto first by accident or because they were looking up Miley Cyrus for something else and they accidentally see our version of Miley Cyrus versus Joan of Arc, I just wanted them to see it and be like, oh, this is good, I'll watch another one. Right. And we just found that if you always make stuff like that, it just keeps growing. You guys have perfected what we call the YouTube vortex, where if somebody finds one of your things and they go, oh my God, what else have these people done? And they click on the channel link or the suggestions on the side, you're there for hours going through everything. Well, thank you. We did it on purpose. We did it by looking at what works and just aiming for something and just keep working on it until it hits it. And YouTube's also been very good to us. Somebody in the YouTube office gets a kick out of us and has always done a pretty great job of, like, getting us featured and all that kind of stuff. So we pop up on the side a lot. Now, you guys have been on a really incredible roll, especially with Season 4, or the first half of Season 4, Ellen DeGeneres versus Oprah Winfrey, but the Ghostbusters versus the Mythbusters. Yeah. Very well done. Have you heard any feedback from the Mythbusters camp about this? Yeah, we got a lot of positive feedback from the Mythbusters. I didn't hear from Adam Savage. Right. Is the much more outgoing personality on the Mythbusters, and he Jamie's said, kind of a recluse. Yeah. Jamie, and we didn't hear from him. I played Jamie. I had a blast playing Jamie. I like playing the mean dudes, and but Adam tweeted us. The rest, Grant tweeted us
Carrie tweeted us. So most of the Mythbusters crew sent us a tweet or said something, and their team was actually pretty supportive about, like, we told them we were doing it ahead of time. They got into it. We just know, we know what we have to do if we're going to pick somebody like the Ghostbusters. That if we're going to try and do something like that, we can't have it suck.
Right.
The costumes can't suck. The graphics can't suck. The raps can't suck. It is cool when people notice.
Was the Stay Puft rap an homage to Biggie Smalls?
Of course.
Yeah.
And that was all Lloyd. My partner Lloyd did that performance, and he really kept pushing for that style. I didn't see it that way. That's kind of the other thing that I've been really lucky is I've got a partner who sees stuff a little bit differently than I do.
Right.
So we basically argue for a living in a constructive way, and it ends up being better than we could have done alone. But yeah, he did Stay Puft.
And then your half-season finale was Steven Spielberg versus Alfred Hitchcock, but also featured cameos from Quentin Tarantino, Stanley Kubrick, and then Michael Bay, which was a brilliant production.
Thanks, man. The season break thing is just because we do a lot of stuff ourselves. Like, we do a lot of, I played two characters in that one. I played Michael Bay and Steven Spielberg. I edit. Lloyd edits a lot of behind the scenes. We work on a lot of the Pro Tools stuff ourselves. We do have a team of people, but even our team is small. And we work 7 days a week, and we don't want to burn out.
Right.
We don't want to start compromising. We'd rather take a break, go away for a little bit. But that director's one, that might be my favorite in a way.
When can we expect the beginning of part 2 of season 4?
It's May 25th is the first one that's going to come out. We took a little time because we haven't really taken any time to enjoy what we've built up and, like, go out into the world and meet people and get out from the computer for a minute. So on May 25th, the first new one will come out, and then we're going back to every 2 weeks. So over the summer, and then in the fall, we're going to do a live concert tour and figure out a way to take these videos that are, driven by these songs and turn it into a performance and go out in the world and meet all these people that kind of changed our lives. Like, get that real energy that comes from performing. There's a danger in making YouTube videos because you can edit them forever, and you can edit them by yourself, and you just do that 24 hours a day if you're not careful. So it's good to get out, get up on stage, and pretend that we have a little rock star left in us.
Well, when you're doing this tour, when you find yourself in New York City, I would love to have you guys come in studio sometime and talk again.
That'd be awesome. Lloyd is a much funnier dude than I am in interviews. It'd be great. We'll definitely be coming to New York City sometime in the fall.
On your YouTube page and your web page and stuff, you have sections where people can post suggestions for what battles they would like to see, and you guys go through this. How often are you getting approached when people recognize you and say, oh, I have an idea for this and this? Like, when a comic is walking around the street and they have ideas for bits or they have ideas for songs for musicians. Does it get really nagging? Does it take a toll?
It doesn't get nagging. It's still hilarious to me. My cousins at Thanksgiving and my doctor once did it. Or was it my dentist? I don't know. Somebody in my medical professional world, it went back for one. I was like, hey, have you ever thought about maybe doing Hippocrates? I think that's part of what made it work, man, is that it's not us doing these things. It's us helping bring these characters from people's imagination.
Right.
And we've done a good job of doing it justice. We made a few slip-ups, but for the most part, people want to know what would it be like if Steven Spielberg and Alfred Hitchcock had a rap battle. And we try to show them that. So then it just gets the imagination spinning. It's like, ooh, what would it be like if Xena Warrior Princess and He-Man had a rap battle, which would be fresh now that I think about it. It captured something. We were a little old enough to know that we couldn't fuck it up. And I'm grateful for that because I think if I had been younger when it happened, I'd be like, whatever. I want to play my guitar. I'm not going to be a rapper. But, as my day job, I'm a rapper.
Well, you guys are definitely at the right place at the right time. You're very on point as far as what attracts different generations, as far as the subjects that you're using, and what transpires across the internet there as far as everybody picking this up. I want to be no different, Peter, because I have 2 suggestions for you.
Do it. Hit me. You get priority status.
Well, one I'm thinking is, what if you did one with the Battle of Late Night? Because Letterman's going to be gone soon. Leno's already done. You have Conan, who was somebody and dropped down. Jimmy Fallon's the top dog. Craig Ferguson's gone. I mean, you can go in any direction where they're all fighting. Might be a fun angle.
Lloyd would love this. This would be the kind of thing Lloyd always wanted to do. Conan O'Brien versus Conan the Barbarian. It was like his Since season 1, he's been clamoring for that.
Right.
He loves the late night show game. To me, I would rather see it against like Johnny Carson. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
go back.
Have it go back.
Dude.
Jack Parr and Steve Allen show up out of nowhere.
Exactly. So that, to me, is where I would want to go with it, just because it has something that's at least classic.
Right. The other suggestion is, what if you explored somebody throughout their timeline? And the one that came to mind for me was Ice Cube, where if you had NWA Ice Cube fighting with Are We There Yet Ice Cube, and then Barbershop Ice Cube shows up, like all the different stages of his life showing up there and arguing like, who the fuck did you turn into? And then
the evolution of Ice Cube.
Something along those lines. Somebody who's had such a profound history where it's obvious they've, grown and changed from where they started to where they are now. I
think I got an answer for you on that one.
Okay.
An English friend of mine suggested this, of doing James Bond versus James Bond.
Oh my God, perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, James Bond has so much stuff, and it's all so funny. And this is the style of the old ones versus the style of the new ones. Daniel Craig is so straight-faced.
Right.
I don't know. They could be very funny. Everyone's always wanted us to do Austin Powers versus James Bond, but that's like, it's already making fun of itself.
Yeah.
You can't satire.
If you're doing James Bond and just sitting in the back drinking tea as Johnny English, Rowan Atkinson, that's a little tip of the hat without actually having to do anything with him.
That was another one. I really wanted to do Mr. Bean versus Charlie Chaplin and have the whole thing be silent and just see how you could do that. But that's almost just weird for weirdness' sake. Sometimes we pressure to hit a certain amount of volume of people seeing it or views or whatever, and it is nice to just throw that all in and be like, no, let's just make something that we think is very funny. What we're going to try and do these next 6 is just make things, look for suggestions that are just cool. Someone might not be the absolute most popular suggestions out there, but some real history, some funny battles, some interesting videos. That's what we're looking to do. There's a character getting suggested every day to us by the YouTube audience called Freddy Fazbear. Have you heard about him?
No, I have not heard of that.
It's a video game called Five Nights at Freddy's. It's like a Chuck E. Cheese. You're at a Chuck E. Cheese in this video game, and it's haunted.
Right.
These younger audience members are obsessed with wanting us to do Freddy Fazbear versus Chuck E. Cheese in a rap battle. So much so that it actually got me to check it out and even consider doing it.
I've been talking with Nice Peter of Epic Rap Battles of History. You can throw a .com at the end of that and check out what they're all about. Also, go to youtube.com/ERB and subscribe there. They're just about to break 12 million subscribers. The videos are amazing. You're going to get hooked on it. You're going to send them to everybody you know. Nice Peter, Pete Nice, a.k.a. Peter with a million names. Thank you so much for taking the time. Like I said, when you're back, when you're in New York City again, I'd love to have you and Lloyd and your whole crew in to talk about what's going on. And you also have some of your own music that you're touring in 2015?
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to include on the tour, to be honest, but I just started experimenting with a podcast. I have a website that's nicepeter.com. And
right.
I've always been fascinated by the world of podcasting. It seems like a great way to talk and connect to people. So if anybody wants to check it out, it's at nicepeter.com.
There you go. Please download that and go support Epic Rap Battles of History.
Do you know about the other Erik Nagel that has a website, ericnagel.com?
No.
Holy shit, this guy is so dorky. I can't believe you've never found this dude.
No.
Because when I was just trying to, do a little extra research, and I stumbled on his website. I was like, this cannot possibly be the same guy.
Nope, not me. I'm the guy, if you search on YouTube, I'm the guy who turned purple and almost died doing the Cinnamon Challenge.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who ruined a birthday party live on Fox News where I took the cake and slammed it into my face.
Very famous. Read all about it. Love it. I was really inspired by the whole story, the whole saga of the Opie and Anthony story. Just like, I don't know, it seems like you guys were never afraid to kind of stand up for what you thought was right. It's amazing. Yeah, it's not. That's definitely. I grew up in Rochester, New York, so I have a total foundational connection to the East Coast.
That's where that's Brother Wee's territory.
Yeah, absolutely. And was it Opie or Anthony used to work on that show?
Opie used to work on Brother Wee's.
Right on.
Peter, thank you again so much. I'm a big fan, and thank you for coming on and taking the time to talk to me.
Thanks, man. It's my pleasure.